Hello everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about AS12 accounting for government grants. First of all, let me tell you what is the meaning of government grant. Government grant is a sum of money given by a government or an organization for a particular purposes. Government grants are otherwise called as subsidies, cash incentives, duty drawbacks, etc. Okay, let me tell you what is the meaning of the word government. Government means a government or a government agency and a similar organization or a body which may be either local, national or international. This standard deals with accounting for government grants. However, this standard does not deals with the following issues: government assistance other than in the form of government grant, government participation in the ownership of enterprises. And then what we are going to see is accounting treatment. Under accounting treatment there are two approaches. One is capital approach, another one is income approach. Under capital approach, the grant so received is treated as a part of shareholders fund, which is credited to the capital reserve, and it should not be distributed by way of a dividend, or it should not be considered as a deferred income. For example, S Limited has received a government grant of rupees 8 crore from a government for the purpose of establishing a factory in a notified backward area. Many government grants are in the nature of the promoter's contribution. These may be classified into three broad categories: non-monetary grants such as land and other resources given at free of cost. These resources should be recorded at the nominal value. Another one is proportionate of capital in the businesses. Therefore, grants which have the similar characteristics to those of promoter's contribution should be treated as a part of shareholders fund. Another one is income approach. Under income approach, the grant so received by the enterprises is taken to the statement of profit and loss over one or more periods. For example, Y Limited has received a grant of rupees 10 lakhs on purchase of a machinery worth rupees 50 lakhs. In such a case, the grant so received should be taken to the statement of profit and loss over the one or more periods. Next, what we are going to see is recognition criteria for government grants. For recognizing the grants received by the enterprises, the following conditions must be cumulatively satisfied. The following conditions are: where there is a reasonable assurance that the enterprise will comply with the conditions attached to them. Next one is where such benefits have been earned by the enterprises and is reasonably certain that ultimate collection will be made. And one more thing, with regard to the recognition criteria, what we have to note down is mere receipt of a grant by an enterprises is not conclusive evidence that the conditions attached to the grant have been fulfilled or it will be fulfilled by the enterprises. Next one is presentation of grant. Whenever a grant is received by an enterprises, it is a significant aspect with regard to the presentation of financial statements. In the presentation of grants received by enterprises, there are two methods. One under method 1, the grant which is related to specific fixed assets. Under method 1, the grant so received is shown as a deduction from the gross book value of the concerned asset. Grant is recognized in the P&L account over the useful life of the asset by way of a reduced depreciation charges. For example, Z Limited. Under method 1, Z Limited has purchased a machinery worth rupees 50 lakhs. It has a salvage value of under method 1. rupees 5 lakhs. Useful life is 5 years. Government grant received is rupees 10 lakhs. Under method 1, what we have to do is we have to deduct the net book value from the grants so received from the net book value. In such case, the net book value is 50 lakhs, the grants so received is 10 lakhs, and the depreciation has to be charged on the gross book value. It becomes 40 lakhs, and the salvage value is 5 lakhs, and for the purpose of calculating depreciation, the salvage value should be deducted, and the useful life of the asset is 5 years, and the depreciation for the purpose of calculating depreciation, the depreciation becomes 7 lakhs. Under method 2, grants related to depreciable asset are treated as a deferred income. It means that it will be recognized in the statement of profit and loss on a systematic and a rational basis over the useful life of asset. For example, Y Limited has purchased a fixed asset worth rupees 50 lakhs, which has an estimated life of 5 years, and it has a salvage value of 5 lakhs. Government grant received by the enterprises is rupees 10 lakhs. If the grant received is to be shown as a deferred income, the grant received 10 lakhs is to be deferred over the period of 5 years. The 5 years is the best estimate of the useful life of the asset. Therefore, 10 lakhs divided by 5 years, the proportionate of grant 2 lakhs should be charged to the P&L account for each year. And then coming to the next point, refund of government grant. Government grant becomes sometimes refundable due to the non-compliance with the terms and conditions attached to the receipt of grant. If the government grant becomes refundable, it becomes extraordinary item as per AS 5. The amount so becomes refundable in respect of a government grant is applied against any first unamortized deferred credit remaining in respect of the grant. In case if there is no deferred credit existing as on the date of refund, the amount is charged immediately to the profit and loss account. This should be applied if the grant is treated as a deferred income. And another method is called as second method. And for the second method, if it is grant received is reduced from the gross book value of the asset, the amount refundable in respect of a government grant relating to a specific fixed asset is recorded by increasing the book value of the asset, and the depreciation will be charged on the revised book value. Let me tell you a clear example for method 1. For example, Z Limited has purchased a fixed asset for rupees 50 lakhs. As usual, it has a salvage value of 5 lakhs. Estimated useful life is 5 years. Government grant received by the enterprises is 10 lakhs. Government grant becomes refundable at the end of second year to the extent of rupees 7 lakhs. In this case, it should be charged immediately to the statement of profit and loss, and there will be no effect on the depreciation charges since it was treated as a deferred income. And then let me tell you example for second method. A company has purchased a fixed assets worth rupees 20 lakhs. Government grant received is 8 lakhs. Salvage value is 4 lakhs, and useful life is 4 years. Grant is shown as a deduction from the gross book value of the asset. After a year, the grant becomes refundable to the extent of 5 lakhs due to non-compliance with the terms and conditions. Let me tell you an example for refund of a grant under second method. A company has purchased a fixed assets for rupees 20 lakhs. Government grant received is 8 lakhs. Salvage value is 4 lakhs, and useful life is 4 years. Grant is shown as a deduction from the gross book value of the asset. After a year, the grant becomes refundable to the extent of rupees 5 lakhs due to non-compliance with the terms and conditions. In such a case, How we have to calculate the depreciation is calculated as follows. Cost of the asset is 20 lakhs. Grant received should be deducted from the net book value, which is 8 lakhs, and the gross book value becomes 12 lakhs. Already we have a salvage value of 4 lakhs and the estimated useful life is 4 years, and for the purpose of calculating depreciation, the calculation has been made, and for each year the depreciation charged in respect of a machinery to the statement of profit and loss is rupees 2 lakhs, and after a year the grant becomes refundable. So after first year the gross book value is, after charging depreciation, becomes 10 lakhs. When we refund the grant in respect of a machinery and the grant received is shown as a deduction from the gross book value of asset, the grant which is refundable should be added back to the book value of the asset. Let me repeat, the grant becomes refundable should be added back to the gross book value of the asset. In this case, the grant becomes refundable to the extent of 5 lakhs should be added back. Grant refundable. So the revised book value becomes 15 lakhs, and we have to note down that the depreciation has to be charged only on the revised book value. Revised book value. Thank you everyone.